In this lecture, we'll be taking a look at how to create API routes in next.js. The basics of API routes in next.js is pretty simple. All you have to do is inside the pages directory, you create a directory called API, and then whatever you place inside that directory becomes an API route. For instance, over here, you can see we have this user.js file created. Now, one thing to note over here is the export statement that will come will always be default over here. Then we have a request and response parameters. Using the request parameter, you can also identify whether the request type is post or get, and based on that you can take your action. For instance, if I write over here, if request.method is equal to post, so in that case, if you want to do something, you can do it inside this code block. So here what we are doing is we're just returning a JSON object. For instance, you can see the response.status code is set to 200, the header is set to application JSON for content type, and then here we are returning name as John Wright. So here, as you can see, when we are running this one in the address bar, you can see when we say API/user, it gives me this name John Wright. Let's press F12 and inspect it as well, and you can see that the output is coming as name : John Wright. One more thing to note about API routes is that they do not specify CORS header, that is cross origin requests. In other words, that means that they obey the same origin only policy by default. We can obviously customize this behavior by making use of the CORS middleware. In the next one, we'll be taking a look at dynamic API routes.